Hey little orcs, and welcome back to another Dawnless Days, a battle for you here today, and we have a very exciting unit here today in Dawnless Days. It's the Spiders of Dol Guldur, a unit I feel like we've sort of seen in campaigns in the sense that like you've seen it being able to be a recruitable unit, but yet to actually see it on the battlefield in action. I think we maybe like saw it a little bit in a campaign battle, but I thought, you know what, we need to get a multiplayer battle with these guys in, and this is a battle from a little while ago on a stream, and it was actually quite a fun battle. I was playing as Dol Guldur in this one, which is largely dubbed now as the worst faction in Dawnless Days because it's had so many of its units removed, and it's kind of just got some like a bit of a ragtag roster right now. But it does have, like no one else has, the spider units here. And I'm really hoping that maybe we're going to get like a spider rider sort of unit as well. Like instead of having a warg, you get a spider unit. But these are the Mirkwood spiders. They are a monster unit. They kind of act a little bit, I guess, like as a chariot in like that you pull them through. You don't keep them mobile. I feel like a little bit. They are a really good unit. Very effective unit. I think best way to counter them is with spears. I think it's definitely by far and away the best way to kill them off. I would say I could be wrong entirely on that, but if I think that was the correct response. I mean, I guess shoot them with bows as well, like with crossbows and things like that would also do a lot of damage. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them in action. They are certainly going to get into action here today in this 3v3 land battle we have here on a classic Lozanark. I love to see Lozanark in use still to this day. The OG Dawnless Days map where you can really show off skill. Terrain doesn't really come into it at all, and it is just down to the player's quality in micro and sort of meta builds, which people love to make on Dawnless Days now. This is, I believe, still with the 1.3 patch, as we have some Dil Guldur here just focusing on these wargs of Isengard here. And actually managed to rout a unit. The Dil Guldur, the light bow cav for the Wooden Realm can sort of deploy in guerrilla mode immediately, hence why they are so far forward, and the rest of the army is still making their way forward here. We have got Nimrodale patrollers also on their way forward. So there's going to be 8 range units over here in a moment up against poor Isengard, and Isengard's getting no help from his allies. We've got these things here, and then we've got all the way on the far side Gondor assisting on the forces of evil. Though, at the same time, there is evil on both sides in this one. There's evil everywhere in Middle-earth, apparently, on both sides, on the left and on the right. We have the Wooden Realm here. They are joining Dol Guldur and Lothlorien. I guess they've sided with, like, in some sort of roleplay, Dol Guldur is, like, you know, being either swayed to good, or the elves have fallen in with darkness, with the necromancer, potentially, and his ways. The dark side, and maybe then Eastlings and Aragorn and Alessa have you know, swayed Saruman to their side. I don't know what the heck has happened in this weird universe. I do love the guy that's currently been making a lot of sort of like background stories for these replays as well. It's been awesome to read. It really has. It really kind of immerses me in the in sort of the replay a little bit more. Makes me want to go back and watch the videos sometimes with that sort of like lore that's been created there. If you haven't seen the comments, they often are like essay length. They're incredibly well written, and yeah, do keep an eye out for them. I can't remember the name of the guy off the top of my head, which is terrible. I'm recording this at a late o'clock and I can't remember his name. I do apologize. You know who I mean. Love the content. It really is. It's amazing. Hopefully I'll put up, like, maybe put one of them up on the screen, maybe for have a look at as well. But yeah, some brilliant content there, that's for sure. We got the trackers here anyway. We'll get back to the battle. Trackers here getting focused down right now by Virgin Rangers. Supposedly being dubbed as one of the best units in Dawnless Days, like bow units in Dawnless Days. They are pretty solid, that is for sure. As a tier 2 range unit, very effective. In comes the Cav though. Nimrodale patrol is going in, trying to disrupt those Rangers there. Getting off a pretty decent charge before the polearms could really clear off, sort of block off the charge. And then we've got Warg Riders getting in there as well, going through the gaps in the line here, which you can go through. These are passable spots. The Runic Warriors here trying to block it off as well. The Wargs still getting in amongst the archers here. Pathfinding certainly a bit of a pain. The Wargs are trying to go like both sides of these houses. Kind of getting themselves stuck in the melee there, but yeah, they are very much in. And we have Wraiths in there as well now, trying to like pin down these Runic Warriors, the undead swords there. You know, not necessarily the greatest in warrior, like in quality, but they are, well, they're not technically unkillable. They just take a long time to kill off, because you've got to kill literally every last one of them. It's an unbreakable unit. Yeah, they are getting stuck in there. More wraiths going in now. They're going against the Balkoth spears, which have had a re sort of, you know, skin. They're no longer in their blue and green. They're now in yellow and red, which I feel like is a bit more appropriate for the Eastlings. I feel like that kind of goes on with the color scheme a little bit more. So yeah, all the Balkoth units have had a bit of a revamp in their color, which is kind of cool to see. I mean, it wasn't necessary, but I feel like it looks better. That is for sure. A lot of Balkoth units being brought today, actually. Spears and Raiders on great length, to be honest. The Nimrodel patrols over there getting focused down between Gondor and Eastling bows. It was rough to see there. So yeah, the strategy basically was for the not Rivendell, the Lothlorien forces here, just to fall back, not to engage Isengard, as he's like way far back. He's spawned himself really far back, and we're almost trying to take out the Eastling player here first before Gondor and Isengard come to the assistance. Gondor kind of being a little slow in his advance. It looks like he's about to take a cav fight over here, actually. Kavar, which he has like just spammed out, because you can do that now. He's got probably four Kavars there. I know he's got 3 Kavars and a Kahar. And then he's also got Anorian patrols here coming in. There's OTT. Look at the amount of cav going in there. It's really blobbing up. Gondorian and Eastling cav getting in, stuck in there. We've got the Forest Sentinels and Forest Axes getting overwhelmed there. Gate Wardens trying to block the flank here. The Girthlagor could put up a little bit of a fight in a melee. If they don't get charged, they're okay, to be fair. They might want to try and get stuck into some of these Kavars, who knows, try and kill off some of these doppelgangers. The Cav still having great effects on the side here, helping to shoot stuff in the side, and also the Amarok Sentinels are arriving, is certainly assisting as well. The Barrow Whites getting in here amongst archers, undead, like kings with massive swords here, cutting down some poor rangers. They might be pretty good archers, but can they kill a ghost? Don't know about that one, that's for sure, Chief. Got more cav getting stuck in over here. Summons to the Eye. They're getting stuck in against some Gondorian cavalry. We've even got Aragorn and Alessa in here as well. Not even a general one. They actually didn't bring him as a general. They brought a Citadel Guard as their general. Kind of crazy they didn't bring Aragorn as their gen, to be honest. But he's in there. He's a damn cool looking unit. If you haven't seen him, that's what his bodyguard looks like. It's pretty gold and silver, with a bit of red trim as well. Looking good. Yeah, they're getting stuck in there. And the Summons to the Eye, they're going to take that hit. And they'll fight to the very last man in there. Cav fight, I mean, this is not going well at all. They've been in prolonged melee. They've just stayed in prolonged melee here with the wargs, and they are doing what damage they can. My Spider Riders going, well, spiders, sorry, not Spider Riders. My spiders going all the way out here. Just sort of to try and block off the wargs. They should rip through them. They do a really good job against Cav, if I remember. They're going to get charged here themselves. They should be absolutely fine. Wargs aren't that great anyway as Cav, and the spiders just love to eat up Cav. And the spiders, God, they creep me out. I actually have, like, mild arachnophobia. I'm pretty sure of it. If not, like, I just have arachnophobia. Actually, seeing these guys on the screen, kind of a little creepy, won't lie. But yeah, they are fighting on down there against the Warg Riders. That is for sure. Doing a very good job. I'm sure they are. We'll come back and look at them, I promise. I'm definitely not freaking myself out by looking at them. Barrow-wites encircling the Balkoth spears here as they're getting in into the rear lines there. Like I said, my undead units here holding the line. Bit of a poor micro here from the Eastling player. Needs to get these units moving there, just because he's broken through. He needs to get them moving. Cav is actually getting in behind him. We've got the spare Summons to the Eye. I don't know why they're walking. They're walking. They look like they're walking. They're going so slow. Maybe it's just because they're getting shot by archers that slows them down. But anyway, they're getting into the Blackroot Rail archers. Great to see. Their warg just absolutely pulled through my my spiders to get to my Mercury trackers here. So really low blow move there from the Isengard player. I mean, I think the spiders can pull through absolutely. But not wargs. Wargs shouldn't be able to pull through. General's died. That is going to be, yeah, Kahar. That's the Eastling General gone. Massive win there. So that's going to help break up a lot of these units, hopefully, here that we're trying to rear, charge and encircle. We've got Cav out here that's also managed to isolate some Gondor sword infantry. Big win there for the Nimrodel Rangers, or Patrollers. My Summons the Eye getting stuck in there. To Black Root Vale Archers, great to see. They need to sign a few more of these archers, to be honest, to the cab. The patrols here probably need to get over there. Isengard is now engaged against the Lothlorien line. Did a pretty good job. My spiders are on their way. They're actually managed to get back over here, and with the support of the Girthlegor, they have helped rout the wargs. Wargs are going to take out quite a few of my archers. But to be honest, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to take. They went after my cheap archers. Honestly, the wargs could have gone in for rear charges and did a heck of a lot of damage to this Lothlorien rear line. That would have been a much more devastating blow. I saw some Balkoth spears break there, and they were pretty like healthy when they broke. More cav getting stuck into these Black Root Vale archers. They just look for an escape and a break from the slaughter that's going on down below here. Still a guard general will hold on for a little while, that's true. I think Aragorn might have been routed here. I haven't seen his cav unit in a little while.
The enemy have rallied.
Got a general over there, one of the Nazgul, one of the 9. Helped to butcher a load of Founding Guard over here, which I don't think these guys got set up at all.
An entire unit.
Love the banner carrier leading the way with the house. Sorry, with the like the Morgul standard there. Looks very cool. Looks awesome. But my racer, they need to encircle, getting behind, doing a lack of micro there. Lothlorien, though, he's not slowing down. He's managed to win a few of these fights over the Sentinels. A really solid, really good tier 2 sword unit. Probably is one of the best around, I think, for bang for your buck. They're really good. They're getting stuck in here. They've won one fight. They won't win the second fight, though, against the Berserkers, I'd imagine, here, these Sentinels. But we'll see. Again, I don't know if these guys want to fight, actually. They might have won a fight. Oh, my gosh, the Grenadiers have gone off. They've just blown up their own Berserkers. I mean, they're trying to take out the Sentinels. Fair play. I'd have gone for this target, though. This is a better target. They're pinning down Morgul Rabble. I think that must have been what they killed off when they broke through. But yeah, just bombard this Amaryllis Sentinel. That's what you need to go for. He's going to charge the Uruk-hai archers. I mean, there's also a general over here. Heroes of Aman, he's charging into pikes. Weird move. Won't lie. He's going for it. Fair enough. Grenadiers there again, popping off. Didn't really get that, see that hit, but he has gone for the unengaged Amaryllis Sentinel. Really good target there. The breakthrough has come in here. My wargs supporting and going to try to get in Hammer and Anvils. I think I'm going straight after the Grenadiers, trying to silence them. This fight over here is starting to slowly get resolved. Oh no, Aragorn's still here. Good to see he's still going strong. Fighting a whole host of cab down here. Just fighting those Girthlegor, the Suns of the Eye, and even the boys in the gold. I don't think they're going to be able to hold on much longer. There they go. They're breaking. There goes my wargs. They're just engaging the Grenadiers. Don't think they're going to necessarily win, but they can at least close the allow the infantry to close that gap. In theory, well, maybe not. The Sentinels might get a hit again. The glancing blow that time. Doesn't matter. The battle is going to be won, even if Lothlorien was to struggle and lose here. There is the forces of Dol Guldur on the way, along with also the forces of Woodland Realm, which are doing a pretty good job, to be fair. My Mirkwood Spiders, very healthy still. Oh, God, they creep me out. Really do. But yeah, they're going to run down these archers here. They should get a whole bunch of kills. And they're doing work. They honestly we didn't get a lot of use out of them to start with. They were just kind of in the back lines, say, covering wargs. We weren't sending them in over here. But yeah, we've sent them in the last bit of the replay here, the last bit of the battle, just to give them some kills, but also just to show them off really a little bit as well. But yeah, you can just kind of pull through with them. Absolutely fine. They are a monster unit. They would just ignore beings like this, and they are absolutely massive in comparison to these Uruk-hai archers. Generally, I'm generally my skin is crawling looking at them. It's horrible. Maybe it's why we've not no one's covered them so far. Maybe every Total War YouTuber has got arachnophobia, because I've not seen anyone really cover them. And it's like a bit of an update that just kind of got glazed over, to be honest. Just silently these guys got added in. But yeah, I think the Isengard player's kind of given up on the old micro. The Ugly has not even been moved. Didn't even try to engage. I mean, you wouldn't want to. Who would want to charge to one of these spiders? I would certainly be running the other way, that's for sure. The Gil Guldur there, getting actually a decent charge, actually causing Ogluck to lose there. Yeah, this Elven Bocab, we saw it recently in the last replay that I covered on the channel for Dawnless Days with Imladris and their rangers. Like, Elven Bocab is just pretty damn annoying. It's pretty effective. Like, they're like the Turkish light horse archers of the Dawnless Days and Middle-earth world. They really are. And there you go. The Master Out is going to begin here. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't, I'd say, the closest battle in the world. I mean, technically a Pyrrhic victory, apparently. I feel like we still have a lot of forces left. You can sort of see the line of forces there. I took a bit of a beating. But it was certainly a really good showcase for the spiders. And also shows that Dol Guldur can still be an effective faction as well. I feel like that undead spam, it kind of works. You don't necessarily get masses of kills. I mean, some of my units did really well, actually. But you don't necessarily get mass kills, but you hold the line while other units and other factions really excel, to be honest. But yeah, I did actually okay, to be fair. I got some pretty good kills. 195 kills with the Wraiths here, 148 kills, 297 kills with the Barrow-wight here, 170 with another one. 110 kills with the War Grinders, 307 kills with the Servants of the Eye, 220 kills with those spiders. Very, very nice there. Then we have Wild Axel playing as the Wooden Realm, 110 kills with the Forest Sentinels, 115 kills with another Sentinel there, 138 kills with the Forest Axes, and then the Gil Guldur getting 167 kills, 319, and 216 kills. Some very solid kills there for those Elven Bow Cav. And then we have Jackaboy playing as Lothlorien, 128 kills with his Heroes of Ammon Lank there, 188 kills with the Lothlorien Sword Company, 281 kills with an Amaroth Sentinel there, 257 kills, 256. Again, showing a really good bang for buck. And they were fighting it like Isengard most of that game, so that's really good kills. The Patrollers, they were everywhere. They were supporting me fighting the Eastlings, got 364 kills, 292, 296, 173. Again, really, really good kills. Again, bit of an underrated bow cav unit. I always didn't mind it, but it certainly was the worst of sort of like the factions that are available, like Imladris and Wooden Realm, but still did a very good job. Blue Rock playing as the Rurim or the Eastlings, getting 131 kills with the Balkoth Raider here, 110 kills with the Ferrodrim Rangers, 110 kills with the Kavar, but yeah, did okay. Then we've got Wushel playing as Gondor, 113 kills with the Gondor Sword Infantry there. But yeah, did a rough game. 102 kills here with his Gondor Spear Infantry. And then Aragorn got 190 kills. He's a very good unit. And 92 kills for his General Citadel Guard. Certainly think, and they kind of stacked up their cav. Definitely feel like Gondor should have maybe just tried to outflank it. Also probably spend less on like elite pole arms. It's just pole arms in a land battle, especially when they're fast paced. They just get kind of surrounded or just shot to pieces. I would have brought more money on the cav and just like worse. So it sounds awful. It sounds weird. Bring worse infantry. Gondor Sword Infantry, yeah, maybe. But like just bring like the cheaper fief or fife infantry. I feel like it's just a better job, and then just win the game with your cav. Your Gondor like tier 2s can kind of hold okay. Especially going up against some of these factions, I think just better cav was going to be needed. And then we have Dr. Fizz playing as the final Isengard army. Got some decent kills with his wargs. One got 209 kills, but I think that did help that he pulled through. His Grenadiers got just shy of 100 kills. And then, yeah, his infantry kind of just got imploded, actually, by the Elven infantry. I mean, also, it's hard to get big kills when you're fighting Elves. They have smaller units, but 80 kills there for a Storm is not bad. The Berserkers, I think, would have got more if they hadn't been nuked by their own side as well. And again, I wonder whether the Pikes were the right move to bring in quite a fast-moving sort of land battle with all that bow cav. But they weren't to know that there was going to be so much bow cav to be brought in this one. But in the end, the wrong army brought for the wrong strategy. But there you go, guys. That is today's Dawnless Days battle. If you did enjoy and want to see more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment show support. We're working towards 15k subs. So yeah, if you want to see more Total War on the channel, especially more Dawnless Days, you know what to do. Just feel free to hit that button down below. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.